Just a couple of days ago, we discussed how Denis Cyplenkov showed some excitement and interest in the AMC belt. Well, he was interviewed on the same day, and in that interview, he did not show much excitement about competing in the AMC tournament. Will he compete or not? Let's discuss. In today's video, we are going to discuss Denis Cyplenkov's AMC update, Linn being an absolute beast in the gym, some updates, important ones related to Engin terzi, then Pro Panja League publishing their 2023 views numbers, and Vitaly Laletin's statement about what he's going to do with the money that he just won in the AMC tournament. Many fans would like to see Denis compete in the AMC tournament, not only because he's our favorite arm wrestler, but he has the opportunity to do some damage there as well. But unfortunately, Denis may not have the same mindset about the event. So this is what he said in the interview. If I try to compete, they will destroy me. So is Denis just underplaying his strength here? Or does he seriously believe that he cannot win the tournament? Because as far as I know, I think only one guy, Zaur is the one who can cause some damage to Denis Cyplenkov. Because let's be honest, Denis destroys Dadikyan in practice pulls. And I think Dadikyan can also finish maybe number 4 or number 5 at least in that tournament if he decides to compete in the super heavies. So if you ask me, there is no way Denis is finishing outside of top 2 in that event. But it's not about what I think, it's about what Denis believes. Maybe I can endure one guy, but after this, I would have no power left. I need to return my attack and center control. Until then, there is no point. This is exactly what Denis felt even after the Devon Larratt loss. He said that his speed is something that he's going to work on. Attack is something that he needs to do in the future. Tournament bracket is completely random, a lottery. Results depend on luck. I talked with their management and asked them to make arm fights too. Now that is something really interesting and exciting. If they are able to arrange some super matches, then I think more international athletes will also be willing to compete there if their travel is also guaranteed. But then there is one problem. Engin terzi will come up with an offer that Denis cannot refuse. We saw that with Vitaly Laletin as well. He won $21,000 a couple of times at AMC in just 4 months, and yet he saw more value in the Engin terzi and Core Sports contract and he went there. So maybe the same is going to happen with Denis Cyplenkov as well. Anyways, until the super match thing is finalized at the AMC, I think Denis should try his luck at least once in the tournament format as well. Engin terzi uploaded Linn's workout video where he's being an absolute animal. 184 kilos for 5 reps with this wooden block on his chest. I talked with Linn about this months ago and he told me he does that because he wants to reduce the range of motion. He kind of tore his labrum on his right shoulder and bench press full motion hurts a lot. That's why he does it that way. And 82 kilos for chin-ups for 6 reps. Now he's also in that David Dadikyan range, more than Todzilla, more than David Dadikyan. And hammer curls 60 kilos for 6 reps. So this Irakli-Zerakashvili match is going to be interesting. If Paul can somehow force the hook on Irakli, it would literally mean that there is probably no one in this world who can top roll Linn. And then maybe people will have to find some pressers or king's movers to kind of do anything against him because he is still improving. And the reason why he kind of separated himself from the North American pack is because mostly he got a solid base when he started arm wrestling, and secondly I'll say that his brain, he's a very smart individual. He knows how to work, he knows how to gain, and as we all know, hard work is a must, so he does that as well. Engin terzi uploaded a short video of his forearms. Don't let them think that I collapsed. I just shed leaves for another spring. So Engin cancelled the David Samusha match because of the near concussion thing that he had. I think it was a wise decision. He can get even stronger and he can challenge Samusha in the future. So Engin also released the match order of East versus West 11. The first match is Robbie Toppy versus Aymeric Pradins. Second one is Nurdalat Aider Khan versus Vala Ichikiti. When I was reading these matches, one thought crossed my mind. So we all know that Nurdalat was the current East versus West, or the former East versus West champion, I should say, for the 75 kilo division. Since he couldn't cut weight anymore, he's moving up to the higher weight category. In this case, should we give him a title match without even beating anyone at that weight category? Would it make sense? Hey guys, I was the 75 kg champion. Unfortunately, I'm too big, I'm too massive, I couldn't cut weight anymore, so I'm abandoning that title, but I do believe that I deserve a title shot at the higher weight category, which I'm going to compete in. Is that a good idea? Please mention in the comments. And if we talk about the three main events, Muratov versus Prudnik left arm, Morozov versus Kordecha left arm, and Todd Hutchings versus David Dadikian, Uncle Todd has made it to the East versus West final for the first time. I'm so happy for him. I think he deserves that spot. David Dadikian has not been on a good run lately. I think he would like to change that. Let's see what happens. Engin also posted the list of East versus West qualifiers for 2024. In January, we have one tournament in Lansing. Then in February, Spring Hill, Florida. Then in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Gilbert in March. Then Baltimore, March, Kansas City, Steinbach, and a bunch of other events, as you can see. So far, the qualifiers have not been super successful. Why? Because the talent that deserves to be at East versus West are already invited by Engin Terzi at East versus West. So the lesser known arm wrestlers do get a shot after winning here, but their chances of doing really well against the top level athletes that are already competing at this stage are very, very slim. But they can get matches with their level of athletes who qualify from other regions. So I think that also makes sense. So we all know that Pro Panja League is a huge success in India. Recently, they posted their social media numbers on Instagram and Facebook and everywhere. Pro Panja League views by the numbers in 2023. YouTube 73 million views, Facebook 50 million views, Instagram 70 million, total 193 million views. So most of these are from shorts. We know that shorts cannot be monetized in the same way as the long form content, and it's really difficult for anyone in India till now to crack the long form content. People just want to see fast motivational edits where people take revenge on the arm wrestling table, which is also good, but I think as more fans get excited about the sport, more will convert into the long form content as well. But clearly this is by far the highest number of views produced by any arm wrestling event. I think Schoolboy and Arm Wrestling TV were the only ones who were getting these kind of numbers back in 2019 and 20, but nobody is doing that right now. So we have already discussed how Vitaly Laletin has signed a contract with East versus West, and he has also quit driving trucks. So for the first time in his life, he is treating himself like a professional full-time arm wrestler. One more thing, he did tell us what he's going to do with the money that he won at the AMC tournament. I will spend the amount of the fees received to heal my injuries and start training. We're not sure what kind of injuries he's talking about, because I thought we heard from him that his shoulder is already recovered, maybe some other nagging injuries, and start training. Is Vitaly going to pancake up? Is he going to become a beast that we never saw before? If he does, I think everyone is going to be in some big trouble. Where do you see Vitaly Laletin in the future? Can he finally crack top 3 for the first time? Is it possible for him to beat Georgi Swetkov? Can he avenge his loss against Hermes Gasparini? Is Devon Laird's hand going to be weaker than Vitaly? Can Vitaly get the win against him? Lots of questions that will be answered in the future. Thanks for watching. Like the video and subscribe.